right, hello everyone. Welcome once again to Sustaining Agility, Nurturing a Dynamic Startup as a Scale webinar. My name is Sarah. I want to welcome each and every one of you. Good day. How are you doing? How is everything? Before we go right into today's event, I would like to share the agenda with you. First, we'll be having an introduction of Reliance Infosystems. We understand that this might be the first interaction you'll be having with us as an organization. So we would have, we'll share an introduction of us. And next, we'll be having an introduction to the cloud-based program, not just the introduction, but also discussing in detail what the cloud-based program is all about, what you stand to gain leveraging this program. Also, we're going to have a success story to help you understand and see people who have leveraged on this solution and this program and how it has helped their businesses. Then we'll be having one of our partners. Here we have our partners here in the house, Agema analyst, the representative, who will be speaking to his partnership with Cloudbase and how you can leverage it too. Then we'll be having the webinar proper. We'll be having and talking about the agile framework for startup success, how you can, as you start up, leverage this framework for your startup success. And lastly, we'll be having questions and answers. So if you have any questions, you can ask. All right, a few housekeeping rules for this event. First, this presentation, this meeting is being recorded and made available on demand. Also, all attendees are automatically muted and videos are turned off. This is to ensure decorum throughout this event. However, if you have any questions at all during this webinar, you can ask your questions in the chat and we'll be sure to answer them. I'm not alone on this call. I have with me Najma, the Vice President, SME Ecosystem. I have Gregor with me, our partner and our representative from Agema Analyst. I also have Andy here, the Vice President, Startup Ecosystem, and myself, Sarah Yemi, I'm your host. Now to the introduction of Reliance Infosystems. Who are we and what we do as an organization? Reliance Infosystems is a leading and award-winning global ICT organization. We are focused on assisting organizations like yours harness technology in delivering your business goals. We also create enduring partnerships with our customers by leveraging innovative technologies in creating unique value propositions and matchless competitive positioning in your various industries. Currently, we are physically present in 10 countries, which are Canada, our headquarters, Kenya as Data Tech, Liberia, Ghana as Cloudware, Nigeria, Reliance Infosystems, Botswana, Egypt, United Arab Emirates, Pakistan, and South Africa. Also, we have a digital service reach of over 50 countries, and we are working tirelessly to have more physical footprints. As an organization, the fundamentals of our businesses are built around winning with our customers. Many a times we find it awkward to address you as customers because we see our relationship more of that of a partner, co-partner, co-owners of your business. We see ourselves as co-owners and co-partners of your business. And the effort we'll put into a co-partner's business is the same effort, is the same tenacity we're going to put in yours. What we are trying to say is we measure our success by the quantum of progress we have helped you achieve. Winning with our customers is major for us. This simply means that your win is our win here at Reliance Infosystems. And with this philosophy, we've grown to become a 3-time winner of the Microsoft Partner of the Year Award, amongst other recognitions and awards for our contributions to the IT space, some of which include the LCCI Awards, the BOICT Awards, and the Intita Awards. When it comes to meeting our customers' needs, we work with an array of leading partners in the sector to deliver the best solutions and service to you, our customers. Some of our partners include Microsoft, Sophos, Avaya, Ribbon, Splunk, SAP, Adobe, Cisco, and a host of others. I would like to mention that we have been recognized as Microsoft Solution Partner across its 6 solution areas, and we have advanced specializations and competencies to deliver on these solution areas. We have in-house consultants who are specialized in these solution areas. The solution areas include data and AI, modern work, security, business application, infrastructure, and Microsoft Cloud. As an organization, we have three success pillars which define the solutions and services we render to you, our customers, our partners, our co-owners. And I'll be starting with business transformation. With business transformation, we assist businesses like yours to transform digitally, lowering costs, improving efficiency, and maintaining your productivity. We leverage platform agnostic technologies to ensure that your business automates your process and moves your business faster, quicker, and scale rapidly. Some of the solutions we provide include identity and access management, data automation, to mention but a few. For operational excellence, we identify operational excellence to be the way people, data, systems, and processes are consecutively interlaced to create an automated production process. Under this pillar, we provide solutions like modern enterprise relationship ERP solutions, data platforms, business intelligence, digital advisory, robotic process automation, customer engagement, payments and collection integration, identity integration, and simplification. And lastly, protection assurance. Our portfolio of protection assurance offering helps organizations focus on their core operations. While we take care of their security, we offer rest of mind as a service to our customers to help them stay protected in a market filled with evolving threats and advanced breaches. So we help you operate your business without a single worry of cyber attacks, ransomware, breaches, and many more. Our solutions under the protection assurance pillar include security intelligence, endpoint protection, advanced threat protection, and a host of others. Before I hand over to Andy, who will be taking over this conversation, I would like to tell you all that for joining, you have a free digital advisory session with us. And this is for you to, we created this to help you, your business, gain a competitive edge and create a unique value proposition using technology. Reliance Infosystems is partnering with Cloudbase to offer a free one-on-one advisory service to all participants in this event. So if you would like to leverage this event, I'll be dropping a link shortly in the chat box. Do click on it, register, and we'll be sure to reach out to you. Thank you so much for listening. Over to you, Andy.
Thank you very much, Sarah. Welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to have you here, making out time from your busy schedule, leaving out one or two things to just be with us. And we're so excited to have you. All right, so for this session, we'll be looking at the cloud-based program proper. So this is just an overview of the program. After this, on a one-on-one session, we could have a deep dive into what the program is all about. All right, so my name is Andy Eberich-Kwakuka. I'm the Vice President, Startup Ecosystem. And I am here to anchor this session. All right, so what is the cloud-based program about? Cloud-based program is that program powered by Reliance Infosystems in partnership with Microsoft Technologies, Cloudware Africa, Careerdemi, Modiva, and a whole host of partners like Agema, SideBrief, and all, to make sure that your startup is well established, grows, and scales. So we understand the pain points that startups have, ranging from poor speed and inflexibility of your cloud infrastructure, lack of systems integrations, poor app building platforms, disjointed delivery pipelines, lack of disaster recovery systems, poor go-to-market strategies, shaky product positioning, poor analysis and non-user-friendly report models, poor customer base, inefficient value chain canvas, unoptimized business operations, inefficient team collaboration, inexpertise of team members, especially the technical team, poor growth and expansion strategies, ethical and regulatory concerns, and of course, funding challenges amongst a host of others. And so why you should join the cloud-based program is that we've got all of these covered in the program. We've got sitting over the program are well-experienced hands across the entire business value chain. And our daily striving is to see your business transform through innovative executions. So what are some of the benefits you are to obtain from the cloud-based program? We have 2 tiers. So the tier 1 is that we actually prepare you and help you qualify for the Microsoft Founders Hub. So we give you that link for admittance. And of course, on the hub, you have so much benefits, all the tools that you need to scale. And you have up to even if 150,000 worth of Azure credits. And in a bit, I will explain what that means. All right. So whether you are at the idea stage, you're just thinking of the startup, or you've developed, you have an MVP that is a minimum viable product, or you are actually you have an established market, you're growing, or you are scaling, that's expanding into regions, expanding across continents. You have just the minimum of 1,000, 5,000, 25,000, 150,000 Azure credits to play with. And so Azure is that cloud that sits well for Africa business, leveraging experience and testimonials of a lot of customers due to its speed, its reliability, its scalability, and of course, would help you host a whole lot of your tools. So in addition to this, we actually give you the technical support. We help you migrate your workload. We help you optimize your services. We help you out with a lot of technical tools and services around marketing, acquisition of customers. You will understand that growing your customer is very, very key. Even if you had all the monies, you need to have more customers to sell to. So we do these things free of charge for you. And leveraging tools like GitHub Enterprise, Power BI Pro, Visual Studio Enterprise, Visual Studio Code, OpenAI, Bubble, Clarity, and Sarada, Drata, AngelList, Miro, Dynamics 365. We have the Sales Enterprise, Customer Service, and Team Member. What is Dynamics 365? It's a CRM. So it integrates just certain pieces of your business so that you have a seamless integrated view, connecting the dots. And of course, you can actually use that front to pitch to your investors and to partners. And of course, your business would be more appreciated. So we have the Power Apps, the Power Ultimate. We have the LinkedIn Sales Navigator as well, which gives you access to generating leads and of course to converting customers. So still on the tier 1, we help you fine tune and validate your wonderful strategy. We know that you put in so much work, ideating that strategy, but we can always help you make it better. So we give you access to expert mentors across the divide. We connect you to industry leaders and industry partners as well. We give you resource supports and trainings. We give you trainings. We have the Careerdemia and the Modiva network, which are training hubs to actually help your team members scale. We upskill your team members, especially the technical team. And you would agree with me that the technical team need more certifications and need to be updated as the world of technology keeps evolving. So still on the tier 1, we jointly explore the market with you and give you visibility. We give you that exposure on our marketplace. And I had mentioned the technical support. So the tier 2 is all about coming again to consolidate the gains that you've obtained and you are harnessing in cloud-based, making sure that all the Microsoft technologies and tools are maximized for your business, because these are tailored to suit your business and actually appeal to your customers, pardon me. Then lastly on this tier 2 is that we still connect you to partners, which could be funding partners, Lego partners. We prepare you, we give you some advisory services to make sure that you partner with them. We still match your business with other customers. We are here, for quite a long term. We are not just a 6 months, a 1 year accelerator hub. We're here with you for 2 years, for 3 years and more, just making sure that we transit you to being a cloud service provider partner. And of course, all these that we do, fine-tuning your go-to-market strategies, looking at your digital infrastructure and all that, is just to make sure that your cost is optimized. So we want you to achieve more with less costs. And we do not do this alone. We have lots of partners, as you can see on this slide. We have the Careerdemia, Modiva, Cloudway, of course, Reliance. We have Academy Analyst, Microsoft, Get Funded, Africa, SiteBrief. And
Look at that, I don't understand. Is it that maybe I call me?
only that are not
Unless we are
even
it's too
listed here.
deep.
All right. So to actually wrap this up, for you to confirm that certain people are on the hub, a lot of startups are on the hub, and they are actually obtaining these benefits. I'm going actually to play a success story. Just relax and watch. And of course, there will be a link. A link will be shared now in the chat box. Please just enroll with the program, share a few details of yours so that we can have this conversation going forward. Thank you for your time. And of course, you can drop any question regarding the cloud-based program. In the course of the webinar, we'll do well to just answer your questions. All right, thank you very much for your time. At this time, I would hand over to Sarah.
All right. Thank you so much, Andy, for that presentation. Thank you so much. You've heard our success story. We have people who have, and businesses who have leveraged this program and have used it to scale their business. Before we continue, right about now, I'll be handing over to one of our partners, Agema Analyst. We have a representative in person of Gregor. Over to you, Gregor.
Hello, good afternoon from Nairobi. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. Thank you, team, for having me. This much appreciated. Happy to present. Just help me, someone, to set up the presentation. Perfect. Thank you very much. A quick introduction. We are Agema Analysts. We are a legal cross-border legal advisory firm and law firm focusing on investment and risk. One of our core focuses are startups in Northern Africa, Sub-Saharan Africa, and Southern Africa. Very much involved here in Nairobi in the tech sector and advising startups to understand their pain points, the challenges, but also their immense opportunities here in the region to solve problems and actually to grow and to progress further. Next slide. Yeah, so we're having offices in Nairobi, in Mombasa, in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, where we're covering the Middle East, in Cairo for Northern Africa, and as well in Germany. We understand our key strength actually to assist startups with having cross-border aspects. Mostly your holding structure or mother company would be in the Western jurisdictions like the US, the UK, or Mauritius or other jurisdictions, and then your operational subsidiary will be probably somewhere in the target markets in Africa. What you're doing is helping you actually on the right market approach, market entry, and also to navigate in the markets. In terms of tax, in terms of regulatory compliance. If you're in the fintech sector, probably you would need central bank approval, digital licensing from various other authorities, and so on and so forth. Regulatory compliance, extremely important. Tax compliance as well. Sometimes this can really impact the success of your startup, of your venture in the relevant market to comply with all rules and regulations. But not only that, we also assist you and understand how important for the tech sector trademarks, patents, and copyrights are, among other intellectual property rights. What you probably would need to consider to protect before you enter the market, and as well when you venture probably with partners on how to share those IP rights or license it in legal terms, and how to go about it. Our exposure is very much within Northern and Sub-Saharan Africa and Middle East. However, we do understand as well probably your growth perspectives in the Western world, like the US, Europe as well, where we have offices, and help you to find funding, to find the right partners, strategic investors, and so on and so forth. to assist you to be successful here on the African continent, probably venturing in the Middle East, what is also quite exciting. Your solutions and also your services and products might be interesting as well in other parts of the world, not only in Africa, for example, in Europe or in the Middle East. And for us to linking you with the right partners, investors, entities, and also enablers, right? In those markets is where we are very much active and more a business-driven law firm rather than a traditional law firm. Yeah, probably that's very much it about us. We would be happy to to receive your questions in the Q&A session, to share a little bit our experience here in the region on working with startups, opportunities, and please feel free to ask questions. We will be more than happy to assist you and support you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Gregor. That was beautiful. Thank you, everyone. And please do note that you can ask your questions using the chat window. We understand that you are all muted and you might not be able to ask your questions. However, you can use the chat window and we'll be sure to relay your questions and provide answers. Thank you. Over to you, Najma.
Hello, everyone. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome you all to our first webinar as Cloud-Based. Thank you very much for your presentation, Gregor and Andy and Sarah. For me, I work in the Cloud-Based part of the organization where we work with startups. My passion is to work with startups to help them scale, to help them overcome the challenges that they face. And that is our motto here at Cloud-Based. So at Cloud-Based, we mainly focus on addressing real-life situations. And in line with that, that's why we are having this webinar to discuss and introduce people to Agile. It doesn't matter which stage you are in, whether you are in ideation, development, growth, or scaling. Regardless of which stage your organization is, Agile is applicable anywhere, okay? And before I start my presentation, I would like us to have like a moment of reflection, okay? So this is where we look at what has happened to us as a continent, as a world. And I would like to use the situation of COVID. Yeah, COVID was it was a very unfortunate event. It was a catastrophe, pandemic. Most of us lost our jobs. Some of us lost our family members, our loved ones. We lost our businesses. Yeah, but as much as it was a catastrophe, it was an opportunity for us to learn and prepare ourselves for the future. Now, when you look at COVID, there were two sides to COVID. Okay, there was the good side and was the bad side. Now, the good side was it brought about opportunities for entrepreneurship, for development of new products, tech-based products, things that would be able to withstand the challenges that COVID brought in, such as the lockdowns. Then there was the bad side, which I stated before, which was the loss of life, loss of jobs, loss of income, etc. Now, as in any other catastrophe, there's always the good side and the bad side. There are people who benefit and there are people who lose. Now, let's look at the people who benefited, because we already understand the people who lost. Now, the people who benefited, how are they different from us? Now, the people who benefited, basically, they benefited because they were agile. One, they were agile. Two, they had a game plan. As sad as it may seem, it's reality, okay? They thought beyond. They had products that were able to withstand the consequences of COVID, i.e. the lockdown. So in this example, I'll give an example, a real life example of, let's say, the industry in Kenya, because that's where I am. Now, we have the education sector and the healthcare sector and the hospitality sector. So these are three areas that were really affected, mainly because they are service-based. Okay. Now, we had the education sector. Now, the education sector came to a standstill. Kids can't go out of the house. They can't go to their classes. Even people who are doing postgraduate degrees or graduate degrees, they couldn't go to the universities. So education basically came to a standstill. Now, when you look at that scenario, first of all, it was very unfortunate. Reason being because the technology for e-learning has been available for over a decade. LMS systems have been available. E-learning has been happening in different parts of the world. But here in our country, we never really invested in it because we never saw the value of it. But some of the learning institutions that were able to invest earlier before the COVID were able to withstand COVID because all they simply did was transfer. So people cannot come to the classes. So what do? Let's transfer everything to online. Now, when you look at the healthcare sector, e-health had not taken any what's it called? It hadn't gotten the attention it had before COVID. Now, what do? People can't go to hospitals, and even if it's the hospitals are packed because there's so many people who are sick. The hospitals are a high-risk area for COVID. So what do? Now, the e-health technology, it became apparent that we need e-health. But the question is, why hadn't people thought about it before? Because this technology was there. Then now we look at hospitality. Hospitality, we had Uber Eats, we had Glovo, we had Bolt Foods. And now people can come to the restaurants. What do? Do you close down? Do you continue making food and delivering it to various clients, or what do? These technologies were there, but they were never used. Now, my point is that in every environment, in every environment, there will always be change. Change is inevitable, okay? There's nothing that is constant. So you'll either have political changes, you'll either have environmental changes, psychological changes, technology changes, economic changes, or legal changes. Either way, there's going to be a change. So how do we respond to that change? Now, people who were able to see forward or into the future and anticipate that there would be a situation that COVID would come and affect us, they had already invested in that area. So what they simply did was scale up, and they were able to survive. Then there was the other group that was quick, okay? They saw Southeast Asia has been affected. Then they saw Europe is being affected. They just didn't sit down. They were like, okay, one way or the other, this thing is going to come. Okay, so what do? Let's start creating a game plan of how we are going to survive this thing in case it comes to our continent. So what did they do? They started creating a plan. They were able to design products that were able to withstand COVID. And when COVID came to Kenya, they survived. And that's how they ended up. Some people ended up being millionaires during COVID, and other people ended up being paupers. So when it comes to the element of change, and what Agile advocates for is that we need to be able to adapt. Adaptation is very crucial. Adaptation means either you survive or you get eliminated from the market. That's how important adaptation is. So now into the discussion of Agile. Now, Agile is simply the ability to create and respond to change. As I said, adaptability, being able to respond to anything in your environment. As I said, we'll have different changes in the environment. Technology is always advancing. We need to be able to adapt. Then we have agile software development. So now agile software development is a methodology where you focus on developing software where your main goal is to ensure that you develop products that are adaptable. In the process of developing that product, you're adaptable. Whatever change that comes in, you need to anticipate elements of change. You need to be able to respond to change, and not just respond to change fast. Then there's the element of product management. Now, product management is the process of managing the product lifecycle using an agile methodology, whereby adaptability, again, is the focal point. Now, when we look at agile, don't look at it as a methodology, but rather look at it as a culture, a way of life, a mode of operation. So in everything that you do, think of we need to be agile. We need to be agile. Are we being agile? How can we benefit from this situation? What is going to happen tomorrow? Our consumers, what are they thinking? Because consumers also change. Okay, today they may want this. Tomorrow they may think, nah, I don't want that. The other day they say, again, I don't want this. Now, there's always consumers' preferences, demands, requirements, all these are constantly changing. So as an organization, as an entrepreneur, you must be ready to adapt to these changes. Now, what are the problems that Agile tries to solve? One, keeping your product relevant. Okay, as I said, consumers' preferences change very often. Yeah, you need to develop a product that is relevant, because a product that is relevant will stay in the market longer. If you have a product that is not relevant, the consumers won't want it, okay, because it has no value to them. So for a product to have value to the consumers, it needs to be relevant. Then we have the element of better project control. Now in Agile, what we do is that we create things in chunks, small chunks. So you have a big project, break it down into small elements, okay? Now in those small elements, you start with one element. Now this element is what we call a feature. Now this feature is created. It's basically a shell of the whole product. And that is what we call a minimal viable product. So you create that, it's a shell. Then now take it into the market. Once you take it into the market, let the consumers now tell you, okay, we have received the products, but this product would be better if we had feature A, feature B, feature C, feature D, which is the same methodology that companies like Facebook and WhatsApp used. If you can remember, the first version of WhatsApp is not the same version that we have today. The first version of WhatsApp was basically a shell, okay? It had very, very small elements. You could basically just send information. Then once they released the MVP into the market, then they were able now to be, okay, they were told that the consumers want to be able to send pictures. So they added a feature for that. Now others wanted to be able to send maybe audio. Then they added a feature for that. Then others were like, okay, how do I know that someone has read my messages? Then we had the blue ticks. Now that helps you manage your project better, because now you know, okay, what it cost me to release my MVP, what it cost me to release feature 2. Now feature 2 is the second feature. Now you need to create feature 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you know how much it cost you for this. Now, so you can be able to have a rough estimate or a more accurate estimation of how much it's going to cost you to add other features, as opposed to dealing with a project for 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, creating a budget for that. and there's so much that is going to change in that period in terms of maybe inflation, the pricing of things, customer requirements, and all in all, it reduces your control over the whole project. So you end up having more problems. Then there's the element of faster ROI. The minute you release your MVP into the market, what happens is that it starts generating revenue, because what you're releasing, you're not releasing a half-baked product. You're releasing a product that has gone through all the stages of, you looked at it, you discovered it, you designed it, then you developed it. After you developed it, you tested it. After you tested it, then you released it into the market. So it's already working software. So once it's in the market, it's already generating revenue. So you get to generate revenue with your MVP, as opposed to waiting for months or a year or 2 years, still developing a product, and you don't know what the value of that product is. Then there's an element of reducing risk. Now, risk is in every project, risk is a factor. Whatever it is that you do, there's always an element of risk. And for business people or for entrepreneurs, excuse me for that, we need to be able to devise an approach to deal with our risks, because risks will happen, and we need to be able to have a strategy whereby we eliminate the element of risk, or we minimize the risk. Now, when you use the agile methodology, because the investment of making an MVP is much lower than the cost or the investment of making a product with maybe 10 or 20 features, then you have reduced your risk. So if you go in with the MVP and people receive it negatively and they're like, we don't really like your product, it's a loss. Okay, fine. Accept the loss, move on. But now you will have incurred less money than someone who has spent 3 years investing in a product, building it, built so many features. Maybe they took a loan to be able to scale up this product, and then now finally when they take it in the market, it's rejected. Okay, so the person who used the MVP is in a better position than the person who spent so much time focusing on the product, and then now they are left with loans. They need to pay back those loans. Their product has been rejected into the market. What do? Okay, so Agile helps you in reducing risks. One of the benefits of Agile, as I said before, when you look at Agile, don't look at it as a methodology, because Agile is simply a culture. There are Agile frameworks such as Scrum, Lean, Kanban, and Crystal. Yeah, but Agile is culture, how you do things, how you're able to operate as an organization when you're developing your products, whether they are actual products or they're service-based products. It's a mentality, changing your way of life, like the way when you're told that if you need maybe to get treated from one illness, or maybe to manage high blood pressure, what you need to do is do a lifestyle change. Okay, so now with Agile, it's the same approach. It's a whole lifestyle change. Think in the Agile way, function in the Agile way. Everything that you do needs to be Agile. Okay, then now we have, so the benefits are basically allowing software to be created in short iterations, what I said, the chunks, ensuring rapid delivery of working software, again, the chunks, reducing documentation, implementing a regular feedback mechanism, incorporating testing into development to ensure built-in quality, because each and every time you release something, it passed through the process of design, development, testing, and then it was released. So that product has already been tested. You're not releasing a product that is full of bugs. So that product is already high quality because it has undergone the testing and now it's ready for use. Providing relative estimates, offering a high degree of transparency, ensuring customer satisfaction, creating motivated teams, and providing more control over budgets. Now, there are certain elements here that I would like to dig deeper into. Now, customer satisfaction. Customer satisfaction is very key. Okay, when you look at the products that make it in the market, these are products that are customer centric. What I mean, what is customer centricness? These are products that are in the market to solve actual problems. Okay, consumers, when they see your product, they want something that is solving their problem, not a product that is going to solve a problem. Now, for example, if I am told that I have blood pressure, okay? Now, I am told, okay, you have blood pressure. Now, so what? Now what? Okay, I have blood pressure. What do you want me to do about it? I need you to give me a solution. Okay, tell me, you have high blood pressure. Now, I need you to start changing your diet. This is a nutrition plan. This is an exercise plan. This is how you manage stress. This is how many hours of sleep you need to get so that you can reduce your blood pressure. So when you're creating a product, your product must be able to cater for the needs of your consumer. Your consumer must feel important. The consumer needs to know that the person who developed this product thought about me, put themselves in my situation, in my place, and thought about, okay, what I need, how this product is going to help me, and how my life is going to be made easier and better. Customer satisfaction is key. And without customer satisfaction, your products will not withstand the changes. Okay. There will always be someone else who will come and listen to the customer. If you don't listen to the customer, someone else will come and listen to the customer, and your product will be considered redundant. Okay. Then there's the element of motivated teams. So we have, sorry, excuse me for that. So you have your teams. Now, this could be developers, or it could be a team of business people, salespeople, developers. They're all working together. They've been working on this product for the first month, for the second month, for the third month. You haven't released an MVP, and you have a plan that is going to last for 3 years. Okay. These people are eventually going to get fatigued, and this fatigue is going to affect their productiveness. So you need to find ways to keep your teams or your employees motivated. Yeah. How do you motivate them? One, you need, through Agile, you have the MVP. Now, what the MVP does, it provides an opportunity for short-term wins. Okay, so once you release the MVP, they get feedback. They're like, okay, this is what the consumer said. This is how they want the product to be. That's a win. Okay, that motivates them to work on the second version. Now, if you keep them working on one thing for extended periods of time, they get bored, they get frustrated, then the fatigue checks in, and then now you're just having people who are there, they're not motivated, and they lose interest, so they're not even very keen on the product anymore. And then everything just breaks down, and you may just have to change your team, because the current team is there, does not see the value of the product. They haven't seen any wins since they started the product. They don't know how the product is going to be, and they're basically frustrated. So what are the principles of Agile? As I said again, Agile is a lifestyle, so it has principles. So what principles are these? Satisfy the customer. Make sure that the customer is always happy. Yes, it's a cliche term that everyone tells you that, oh, always make the customer happy. Always, the customer is always right. Yeah, but it does work. As cliche as it may sound, satisfying the customer is very important, because when you have satisfied customers, those customers will come back again for your product. If you do not satisfy the customer will not see the value of your product, and they will not bother to buy your product, and they will look for another product that will satisfy them. Change for customers' competitive advantage. Be able to be adaptive. Always adapt. Once you are adaptive, once you are able to sit with your team and be able to anticipate what the consumer will want next, then you have a competitive advantage over your competitor. Okay. Deliver working software frequently. Business people and developers need to collaborate. Now, in most environments that do not use Agile, the structure is mainly where you have the business people working in a silo, and then you have the technical people working in another silo. Now, this creates a lot of issues whereby, okay, let me explain this. Now, you have the business people who are facing the consumer. So they have their own perception of what the product needs to be based on what the consumer wants. Okay. Then now you have your development team on this other side, and they're creating a product based on what makes sense to them. Now, if you do not merge these people, if you do not create a bridge and bring these people together, then you have a problem, because the product that will come out will not be customer centric. Hence, you need to have the business people who advocate for the needs of the consumer, and then the technical team who are the ones who are implementing the features. So you'll have the business people say, okay, fine, we want to, the consumer wants A, B, C, D. Okay. Then the development people will ask them, okay, since they want A, B, C, D, what is the aim of A, B, C, D? What benefit are they looking for in A, B, C, D? Then the business people will be able to tell them, okay, this is what they hope to achieve. This is the goal. Then the technical team on this other side will tell them, okay, we can achieve this using option 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then they sit down together and they're able to come up with a solution that will cater for the needs of the consumer. Business people and tech teams need to work together. Then there's the element of face-to-face communication. Communication is very key. You need to have effective communication between your teams, whether it's face-to-face, whether it's virtual communication. You need to communicate efficiently. And how do you communicate efficiently? You need to look at verbal cues and non-verbal cues. What's the body language of the people you're talking to? How are they responding? Because someone may say yes, but their body language says no, or they may say no and their body language says yes. So you need to be able to understand all the elements of communication to be able to have effective communication. Then you need to have working software is the primary measure of progress. Promote sustainable development, continuous attention to technical excellence and superior design. Simplicity is the art of maximizing the amount of work. Self-organizing teams. Now, this is the other area where we need to put a lot of focus on. When it comes to self-organizing teams, you want your teams to be able to organize themselves. Teams shouldn't just sit there and wait for you to micromanage them. Yeah. Teams need to sit down and say, okay, person A is not available, maybe they are unwell. Since we know what they're doing, let's chip in. Let's help person A so that we can eliminate this blocker so that someone else can be able to do their job. Okay. Self-organizing teams come together. They're able to pick their own leader. They create their own rules, and they're able to work more efficiently than micromanaged teams, because for them, the self-organizing teams, they function like a family. So everyone has a role. Yeah. Then there's the team reflects on how to become more effective. After each and every chunk has been created, after everything has been done, at the end of the day, people need to sit down and reflect. Okay. So this is what we did in the first sprint, because that's what we call them. We call them sprint or iteration. This is what we did. These are the challenges we had. These are the things that we need to change in the next session. So in the next session, when we're creating our second chunk, we need to sit down and work on ways to improve our communication or other things. So now there's the Agile Manifesto, and then we have individuals and iterations of our processes and tools, working software of a comprehensive documentation, customer collaboration, of a contract negotiation, responding to change of a following a plan. Yeah. Now, as I come to the end of the presentation, I would like to I would like to, to invite you to put in your questions in the chat so that we can respond to them. Would also like to encourage you to fill in the forms in the chat box so that we can be able to contact you and understand your product. Here at Cloudbase, what we do is that we usually, once we have the call, we get an opportunity to know your product. We sit down, understand your product. We get to understand what are your needs, and we are able to create a strategy with you on how to be able to improve your product and be able to scale. We also provide additional services through our partners like Gregor, and we have other partners like GoFund Africa and SideBrief and others. And through these partnerships, we are able to provide an all-inclusive ecosystem that is geared to catering to all the needs of startups and SMEs, regardless of which phase you are in. We are here for you. Thank you very much. Over to you, Sarah.
Everyone. Right about now, we'll be playing a success story for you to see one of the organizations that have leveraged the cloud-based program for. All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. We have a few questions for you, Najma. I'll take the first. How do you think adopting agile methodologies could possibly impact an organization's ability to respond to changing market demands and customer needs? I'll take that question again. How do you think adopting agile methodologies could positively impact an organization's ability to respond to changing market demands and customer needs? Over to you, Najma.
Okay, thank you for the question. What's the name of the person who asked the question so I can address them directly?
Mark.
Sorry? Mark.
Yes.
Okay, Mark, thank you for your question. And yes, agile can be used to help an organization respond to change. So how does this happen? What you do is that through the agile methodology, which, as I said, is a culture, then each time that you're working on your product, you're continuously improving it. So each time you go into the market, you get feedback. When you get that feedback, you come and you review your product. If you're already in the market and you don't have the mechanism for feedbacks and everything else, you can implement that through a CRM. There are various ways that you can be able to get access to in the information. You can be able to get access to collecting information about your product. So you implement those tools so that you can be able to get information about how your product is performing. That is one. Two, you can also look at the changes that are happening in the environment. Doing market analysis. Market analysis is very important because it helps you understand where the position of your product in the market. It also helps you understand the consumer needs. It also helps you understand the consumer preferences, how they changed. For example, you may have maybe 2-3 months ago, like in Kenya, the dollar was maybe at 135 Kenya shillings for $1. Now it's at 140. As time passed, there's an element of inflation. Now that inflation affects the purchasing power of the consumers. Okay, when it affects the purchasing power of the consumers, then you need to understand. Okay, now we need to change. We need to change the pricing of our product. Maybe we need to create a smaller product that people can be able to afford, and then we use now economies of scale. Yes, I think there's something else you've asked. Can you provide specific agile failures for instances where agile method deliver the expected?
Would you like me to read it out again?
Yes. Okay. Now, for example, Mark, I would give you the example of the construction. You see, like for a construction, you can't basically implement agile. Reason being, You can't keep on changing the design of a building. By the time you finish that building, the structure will have already been destroyed. So in the construction field, it's not very applicable. So agile is mostly applicable when it comes to tech-based products or any other products and services. But anything that is like maybe in the construction sector, like if it's building a building, you need to have the structure created first. And once the structure has been created, then you continue building. You can't change that. You can't change the design of the house when you've already done the structure. It won't balance. The house will end up collapsing. Yeah, I hope I've answered your question though, Mark.
Mark, let us know in the chat window if she has. We have another question. This would be to Andy. Does cloud-based fund startups? Andy, this is for you. Does cloud-based fund startups? You're muted. We cannot hear you. You're muted.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I saw the question. This is to Emmanuel, addressing Emmanuel's question. Yes, we don't directly, but we have a funding partner. We have an investor community made up of venture capitalists and angel investors. And of course, one of our partners that sees to funding is still here. We have two of them, Get Funded Africa and a game analyst. So all of these will help to see that your startup is funded. But basically, is the preparation for funding. So you have to be investor ready. There are boxes for you to tick. We need to make sure that we prepare you such that when this fund is finally wired into your account, you utilize it properly and efficiently. Yes. So hope the question is answered. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Andy. Mark mentioned that the last question was not so clear and would appreciate if you can run through it again. That's for Najma, please.
Okay, no worries. The last question, not so clear. Could you consider going through it again? Maybe I need to read the question. Can you provide?
Okay. Can you provide specific examples? Yes, please.
Okay. Let me think about it. Okay, so now how do we do this? Assuming let's look at a product. Let's just create a product. A product that we all know. Let's say WhatsApp. Okay. So now we have WhatsApp. It has specific features, yes? So we have the calling feature, we have the messaging feature, we have the sending of location feature, we have the, what is it called? We have the uploading and downloading of images and audio. And then we also have another audio feature for recording. Now, all those are features, yes? Now, before Facebook released some of these features, what they did was that they had to wait out. Okay. Anything that is implemented blindly will fail, because you need to be able to analyze the situation. For example, if one group of people want feature A, and another group of people want feature B, and another group of people want feature C, you need to be able to weigh it out, okay? You can't always keep on changing your product to keep the consumer happy. Not every consumer will be happy. Let's just start there, okay? There's one consumer who will never be content with the product, yeah? So what do? You look for the majority. Yeah, if you keep on changing a product too many times, then it loses its, what is it called? It even loses its image, because you don't know what that product is. It has metamorphosized to something else that isn't really what the core product was supposed to do. Okay, so when you're looking for a product, so when you're implementing agile, you need to be able to weigh it out. What is more important to the consumer? That is one. Two, when it comes to the lessons and the disadvantages of agile, you also need to understand that change is good, yes, but to what extent? Okay, everything needs to be done to a certain measure, and you're the one to decide to what measure. Okay, now, for example, you have maybe Mercedes-Benz. Yeah, as much as they try to change their cars, they have a structure that their cars maintain. Okay, if they don't maintain that structure and they become too agile, then the car or the image that Mercedes-Benz has is distorted. So it's no longer seen as Mercedes-Benz, and the value of the Mercedes-Benz starts dropping, because now it has deviated out of its norm. So in everything, so what I'm trying to basically say is that everything needs a balance. Agile is good, and agile can also be bad if implemented in the wrong way. You need to, first of all, understand your product. What does your product need? Look at your consumers. What do the consumers need? Do your research and do insight research. Do your due diligence. Understand your consumer inside out. Do your market segmentation. Look at each segment. Choose a segment that you want to work with. As I said, you can't make everyone happy, so you need to choose a specific segment that you will appeal to. Okay, and once you choose that specific segment, appeal to that segment and try and excel. Yeah, go the extra mile to make that segment happy, because that segment may be enough. You don't need everyone in the market. You just need your target market, which is your segment. I hope I've answered you, Mark.
Thank you very much, Najma. Well noted. Yes, he has responded. Thank you, Mark. We have one last question before we call it a day. I would address this question to Andy. Can cloud-based program provide full support from idea stage to break even?
Oh, yes. Yes, we do. Who asked the question? I'm trying to get that.
Adolphus.
Okay,
Adolphus asked it.
Adolphus. Okay, great. So yes, Adolphus, good day. Yes, we do. What's idea? Even as a student, you know, or maybe a pupil that has the idea and is passing over to an adult. Okay, and there you begin to think about how the solution could actually help the problem identified in the society. So that's why we are here. That's why we have strategists, we have experts across the divide. Whether you call it supply chain, you call it the mobility tech, ed tech, whatever it is, we've got the experienced hands. So yes, we have solutions, we have programs, we have tools, we have assistance for every stage. Now talking about break even, because you mentioned break even. Break even has a lot to do with about your business and revenue model. So which has to do with where your revenue streams will be coming from, where you want to target the customers, the audience you want to target, and how you actually want to reach out to them. And of course, we have the digital stream. That's why we have the digital success team. We help you so that you will eventually break even. So at that break even point, you're on your way to profit, and of course, on your way to growth and scale. Yes, we are here for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Andy. I hope that answers your question, Adolphus. Do note that if you would like to leverage the free digital advisory session, you can click, I'll drop a link right now in the chat window. Kindly click on the link and we'll have a one-on-one session with you to discuss your pay organization, how you the problems or challenges you are currently facing, and we also offer advice on the solutions we would advise that you take. So you can click the link and book a session with us, and we'll be sure to respond to you. Also, if you'd like to leverage the cloud-based program, you can click the link. I'm going to drop it right now. Click on the link and reach out to us, and we'll be sure to have a conversation with you. All right, Najma.
Thank you, Sarah. I can see there's a question from Banmas. Banmas, yes, we do. Cloud-based has a solution for supply chain. What we do, we have various categories. So what we do is first, when you come into cloud-based, we look at your product, whether you're in ideation, whichever stage you are in. We are not limited to a specific what is it called, industry. Any industry that requires tech, which is basically every industry, is applicable in cloud-based. So in supply chain, there are various technologies that we can apply. We can have our e-supply chain. We can help you in drafting or creating a software where we can give you ideas on how to develop a software that can cater to your specific market. So we do have supply chain. As I said, I would like to put this maybe forward that anything that is tech-based, anything that relies on the backbone of technology. Cloud-based does not discriminate. We do not discriminate whether you're in hospitality, whether you're in healthcare, whether you're in education, whether you're in manufacturing, whether it's logistics. We look at all the products and we give them the same attention. Yeah. Any other questions? Maybe questions for Gregor in terms of legal requirements or legal challenges that anyone may be having? Feel free to ask.
I don't see any questions in the chat window.
Okay.
If there are no questions, would like to I'll take it over from here now, and would like to say a very big thank you to everyone that has joined this event. We're very grateful. We hope you learned a lot. We also hope that you reach out to us and we have a conversation. A one-on-one is free. You will have a free digital advisory session with us and with our facilitators on this call, and they'll be sure to provide answers to your questions, understand your pain points, and also guide you in the right way to go to scale your business faster and better. Najma, your hand is up.
Yes, sorry, well, just one more last thing. I wanted to, you can connect to Andy, Gregor, and myself through LinkedIn, and we could be able to guide you on which path you can use. And also for Gregor, he offers a lot of legal assistance. Some of us may be having challenges in terms of maybe we got to a point where someone offered us money, okay? Maybe they promised you some money to work on your product, and then they went silent. Gregor can be able to help you with such issues. Maybe you are having an issue where as partners, you're not getting along and there's an issue or a dispute when it comes to ownership. Gregor can assist you with that. And then if you may be having challenges in terms of you don't know what to do when it comes to legal requirements if you change and move into another jurisdiction, that is the area of expertise of Gregor, and he will be able to give you any advice you need. So you can go through us or you can go through to Gregor directly. Thank you. I see there's another question.
Yes, I see too. Our target audience at Activate Africa, our organization. Okay. How can cloud-based assist? Can you help edit that a bit?
Yes.
Our target audience at Activate Africa are organizations, the decision makers. Okay, how can cloud-based assist reach the CEO, CFO, directors, etc.? That's for you, Andy.
All right. So we do have a customer acquisition lab, wherein we expose you to tools, lead generation tools, lead conversion tools, customer growth tools, and of course, all the tools that would appeal to you writing, approaching, and getting the right attention that you need from these people. So here at Cloudbase, we've helped quite a number of organizations with this, and yours will not be left out. So just click on the link, enroll. Let's have your, or if you're already on the hub, then just specify that you need this kind of service, or you have this kind of a problem, and then of course we would help you sort them out. Yeah, it's a very small one. Thank you.
Also, in addition to that, as you know, Cloudbase is a program of Reliance Infosystems and Reliance Group. Now, Reliance Group has been in existence for over 2 decades. We have a large customer base. Now, through our customer base, we have access to those CEOs, those CFOs, those directors that you're looking for. So once we look at your product and we see that you're ready and we understand your goals, then we are ready to carry out the introductions. Yeah, that is one. Two, if you are hoping to expand or scale into other regions, we are across more than 10 countries. What we do in Cloudbase is that if your product is ready to go into another market, what we do is that since we are already in those markets and we understand those markets, we usually facilitate the jump to the next country or location where you want to invest in, and we use our footprint in that region to be able to assist your product to get traction in that area. There's Adolphus. I have 2 ideas, tech business ideas I look forward to. Thank you, Adolphus. You're very welcome. Just kindly fill in the form, or you can be able to contact Andy and I on LinkedIn. I think there's another question. Someone hands it up.
I think it's for Mildred. You just answered her question.
Okay.
Yes, please. All right, thank you so much. Adolphus, I just dropped a link in the chat. You can click the link to have a one-on-one session with us, or leverage the program however you seem fit. I'll drop it again. Yes, you can reach out to us and we'll be sure to have a conversation with you. We'll speak with you, we'll understand your idea and your market strategy and how you look about going into your bring your business right into the limelight. So yes, we are open to have that conversation with you. Thank you very much, Adolphus. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today for this event. We hope that you have learned a lot, and we also look forward to having you in our program where we can help you and assist your business. Thank you very much to all our facilitators. Thank you, Najma. Thank you, Gregor. Thank you, Andy. Thank you so much, everyone. Do have a great day and enjoy the rest of the day. Bye for now.